Hey everyone, come on in. Come on in. Thank you for joining me. As always, make yourself comfortable. Slide into that cool desk chair of yours, or maybe your favorite Starbucks or coffee house, and grab that beverage, your latte, your espresso, whatever it is, your tea and crumpets on the side. Maybe it's a nice bagel, egg, and cheese sandwich, whatever it is, or your Dasani water. And let's talk about a toy that I have for you today. And as always, before I get rolling, I mentioned it before, but the algorithms always say, tell your subscribers and your non-subscribers to subscribe. So I'm going to remind you as always, please subscribe. That's what the algorithms, the artificial intelligence at YouTube, and probably the other platforms want you to say. Subscribe on Odyssey and BitChute and now Rumble too. So now with that out of the way, I have a toy that I've shown before, but it's a different, it's a second one actually. The first one had a reproduction box. This one has an original box, and it has what I call an unforced error. Oh, what is that sound? Let me lower. I got some weird sci-fi sounds playing in the background. Anyway, this is the Roscoe/Yonezawa friction-powered spaceman, a body that they used on a gazillion different things. And if I'm not mistaken, probably the mechanical commander used this body too. So let's start with this box where the unforced error occurred. As you can see here, this is a pristine original box. And I want to show you something cool. This uses a blue bottom. And what happens when you take off the lid, first off, I've never seen this, but it has this for a cool original insert that's shaped and cut to fit over his dome. It still has the copper staples in there. So how often do you see an insert that looks like this molded to fit? But check it out. Look at the color difference. Where the lid covered the bottom, it retained all the original blue. And you have to wonder, was the sun hitting it? What caused the fade? Now on this side, it's more of a gradual fade, so maybe the sun didn't hit it. This is why you got to be careful how you display your toys and the light. You really need UV protection. So I'm going to show you what happened. The unforced error, and I got this from actually a friend/collector that should have known better, but he packed the toy in the box, which is kind of a no-no, and then he put the lid behind it, and you see all this damage here? Well, that came from the freaking crank of the toy. So not only did it punch through the back, but because he had the lid behind it, which didn't make sense, it also punctured this otherwise perfect box. So that's a shitty thing. Now, I've had this toy sitting in a box for like a year in the shipping box. I didn't even open it. So I'll show you the sides here as I go on, and it shows you kind of how to crank this puppy up. It's really nice graphics on this. Very, again, like colorful flesh tones for the face. Lots and lots of colors on this. Cool space scene in the backdrop. You got the multiple logos here. You got Roscoe. You got the Yonezawa trademark. Item number 1,720. I bet you nobody's ever told you that before. Now, if that's ever on a Jeopardy quiz and they say, for $10,000, can someone tell me the Yonezawa/Roscoe spaceman, in the form of a question, was item, and what is 1,720? Can you imagine? That would be so funny. We have to create our own, nerdy Jeopardy. And check it out over here. You have, again, the Roscoe tested, and you have the Atom logo. Was that the side and the end was the same? So it's different end panels on this. Different end panels, but and different side panels. Okay. So I was just paying attention. Over here you have, it's similar, but you have these two panels that tell you how to operate the toy. And over here you don't have those. So you got 4 different panels in this beautiful front space scene that had this little bit of marring now. Man, that just pisses me off, though, Like I said, unforced error from somebody that's a long-time collector that sure as hell should have known better. Anyway, the toy itself is very pristine, very classic, skirted body, nice light blue. Now, I wish my other one is also mint, so I got to tell you, if at some point, I mean, it's not going to be anytime soon because this is one of those toys I packed away back in 2019, so going on 3 years ago soon. But I will have a dead mint one and a beautiful reproduction box. So if you're in the market for one of these, at some point I will have an extra. Minty extra. But anyway, here's the beautiful Atom logo, the Spaceman litho, the dials, the analog dials, this breather tube. I wish I had the, they had the boy's face, which is this, and then they had like the older, more rugged spaceman, the middle-aged man face. Man, I wish I had that one. Then I'd have both of them, and I wouldn't really care. You could see the side has just a little dirt there. Very shiny and glossy, though. A lot of times this plastic crank breaks off. You actually have an arrow that shows you which direction to turn it, in case you haven't, known that you go clockwise on this. And here's your Yonezawa logo, more breathing apparatus here. I love his big domed head over here. It's just a very, very cool looking toy. The colors are beautiful. The reds, the blues. I should arrange my wardrobe, How am I dressing today? Well, today I'm going to wear my light blue pants with a little hint of yellow and red, like the Yonezawa spaceman, because it looks spiffy on him. So I think it would look good on me. So let's crank this puppy up. I was going to talk about something else today. It makes the clicking sound, and see the mouth opens. For a crank guy, he actually works really well. That mouth reminds me of like when those actresses get like plastic surgery. Their lips look like freaking enormous, or whether it's the that or the Botox injections, whatever it is, and they have those gigantic lips. It's almost like a meme now. Let's see if we can close them up. It just looks too. I don't want him to look like he went to the Joan Rivers plastic surgeon. So that, my friends, is your, friction-powered spaceman. I was going to talk about this, but I'm going to sign off on this. This is completely unrelated, but I'm going to have to throw it out there. Like if you guys ever if you're into music, if you've ever seen Rick Beato, the producer, he's got like over 2 million followers now. I remember seeing him. I mean, he kind of exploded. He had I think like less 100. At least he was about in the 100,000s when I first started watching him. Now he's over 2 million. I mean, rapidly. And he deconstructs these songs. He has Pro Tools, so he could like isolate the drums, the vocals, this and that. But anyway, he does his like top tens and stuff. And he had his greatest guitar solos, and he put his number one solo was Comfortably Numb, which I completely disagree with. And he had Stairway to Heaven 2, which I would put Stairway to Heaven number 1. I wouldn't even put Comfortably Numb 2. Honestly, I would put probably like All Along the Watchtower 2, just because it was way more influential. Because Comfortably Numb to me was like derivative almost. Like it was like the anthemic, came 8 years after Stairway. So, you can't give that the best one, because it's like Stairway set that, precedent, that template of those types of solos. That's why it gets the number one nod. I actually looked at a ringtone of Stairway. It sounds pretty cool because the ringtone starts right off at that first note. It's just so cool. But my son helped me do Ramble On's beginning. Yeah, I'm kind of a Zeppelin homer, I guess they call it. But anyway, I wasn't going to even talk about it in this, but so I totally disagree with him on that. I should like tag him on this video. But before I do, I gotta say, what do you guys think of that? You know, tell me what you think the #1 guitar solo is? And I would even put Highway Star, Deep Purple's Highway Star, over Comfortably Numb, and I'd probably even put Hotel California by the Eagles over that. But that's my opinion. What do you think? Maybe Comfortably Numb, I would give it like I said. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll give you Stairway to Heaven #1. All Along the Watchtower 2, and I think that has actually 2 solos. I would put Hotel California 3. I would put Highway Star 4, and then Comfortably Numb. That's my opinion. That's my top 5. Maybe I'll tag Beato on this. You know, not that he'll look. Maybe he will. You never know. But tell me what you think. And also, in the meantime, as we close this off, don't forget to subscribe. I always appreciate your guys' time. I appreciate you spending time watching these cool toys. You know, where else are you going to see this stuff, right? And, check out my other stuff, and especially Twitter. Like I said, it'll be a good platform for messaging. You know, there's really no good messaging apparatus on YouTube. And unless you're friends with me on Facebook, there's very limited options. So I would say Twitter would be the way to go. And then don't forget to check out all the other platforms, all right? So thanks again, as always. And with that, I will talk to you later.